All right, in this video, we're going to talk about defensive movement on balls that are hit into the infield, our defensive responsibilities. We cover these concepts and movements in practice. Just another way to help reinforce those concepts, give you a good overall picture of the defense moving from like a bird's eye view, why we move to each spot. And especially if you're a visual learner, this might help reinforce some of these concepts that we work on in practice. So for ground balls that are hit to first base, right? The first baseman is obviously going to get the ball. If you're not getting the ball and you're a defender in the infield, you're covering a base. So, got a ball, gets hit to first base. All the other fielders, they're going to react. All going to cover base, right? So our second baseman is going to move over to first base. Our shortstop is going to move towards second base. And our third baseman is going to move to cover third. On a ball that's hit to second base, right? Ball gets hit to second. Our second baseman is going to field it. First baseman is going to cover first. Shortstop is going to cover second. Third baseman is going to cover third. Ground ball hit to the shortstop. Again, ground ball, the shortstop's going to field the ground ball. Your first baseman is going to cover first. Your second base cover second. Your third baseman is going to cover third. When ground balls hit to third base, shortstop's going to move over to cover third. Second baseman is going to move over to second base, and first baseman to first base. So on any ball that's hit to the infield, right, you're either going to be fielding the ball or you're going to be covering a base. So if you're a first baseman, you're either going to covering first base or fielding the ball. If you're a third baseman, you're going to covering the base or fielding the ball. And if you're a middle infielder, if you're second base or shortstop, you move toward the ball. So that means if the ball is hit to third, right, you move towards third base. So your second base, you're going to move to cover second. Your shortstop, you're going to move to cover third. Ball's hit to first base, move towards the ball. So shortstop, you're going to intercept second base. Second baseman's moving towards first base. Not always going to get to the actual base, but we want to be moving in that direction because we're always moving, right? Baseball is a game of movement. The outfielders and the pitcher also have responsibilities on these balls hit to the infield, right? Because first responsibility is ball, second is the base, third is you're going to be backing up. Either you're backing up the ball or you're backing up a base. So if a ground ball is hit to first base, you're going to have the right fielder is going to actually back up just in case the first baseman doesn't get it. And the other two outfielders and the pitcher are going to go cover the other bases. So as a pitcher, you're always going to be moving towards the ball, and the other outfielders are going to be lining themselves up with a throw in case there's an overthrow. So if we got a ground ball to second base, right, we got the right fielder for the most part is going to go over and cover just in case, and everybody else is going to move always, right? Always moving. On a ground ball to shortstop, the left fielder is going to go over and back up the ball. And the other fielders are all going to move to back up bases. So they're all in position just in case of an overthrow. Ground ball to third base, similar thing. Left fielder is going to go back it up. Everybody else backing up base. So when we have our full team together, right? We got our full team together on a ball that's hit. Just to give you an idea, we'll do an example. We'll do a ground ball hit to second base. Ball's hit to second base. Everybody's moving on every play. So, right? So ball gets hit to second base. Everybody reacts. You'll see if everybody moves properly, we have every single base is covered. We've got every single base backed up, and we have a backup for the actual person fielding the ball, right? So if we do our responsibilities correctly, right? First thing is ball. Our second responsibility is base. Our third responsibility is backup. And no matter what, we're always moving because baseball is a game of, you guessed it, movement. All right? So hopefully that helps you visualize defensive responsibilities a little bit better.